Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Hi guys, and welcome to another Fool of the Week. This week's Fool is Nadine Dorries. So let me start by saying that if Nadine has some sort of medical condition, then I'll take all of this back, what I'm about to say. Her colleague Liz Truss tested positive for COVID after sitting for some time unmasked in the House of Commons, but Nadine here seems to have tested positive for cognac. Have a look at this mess.
We have won the war on COVID in this country. That's what people see and that's what people know. The Prime Minister delivered on those very important things.
Let's just hear that again.
We have won the war on COVID in this country.
We have won the war on COVID in this country. We have won the war. Is she insane? Won the war. Well, if this is winning the war, I don't want to see what losing the war looks like, because you can see here, the United Kingdom, since the beginning of the pandemic, deaths 156,000. 16.5 million cases. Now, 156,000 people have died. For her, this is winning the war. Once again, what does losing the war look like? But it gets worse. Here she was interviewed by Channel 4 News on the same day about Keir Starmer, Boris Johnson, Boris Johnson's lies, and Jimmy Savile.
One of the things the Prime Minister said today in the House of Commons that was basically untrue, and clearly untrue, was his allegation that Keir Starmer was responsible for not prosecuting Jimmy Savile. How can you have a Prime Minister just repeating fake news like that?
Well, I have no idea the background of Keir Starmer.
That's her response. I have no idea of the background of Keir Starmer. Obviously, she knows Keir Starmer's background. He's not some backbench MP. He's the leader of the opposition. Of course she knows that. And of course she knows about these right-wing memes that have been going around the internet. She probably shared a few of them herself. This one about Keir Starmer blocking the prosecution of Jimmy Savile. A pile of crap. But it's still, you know, it's still something that is been spread. And on Monday, we saw it being spread by the Prime Minister himself. A true Trumpian move. But let's hear what else she had to say.
And I know
it's
that
not true, and the Prime Minister repeated it. It's an old meme that's just repeated by.
Well, you know, there were things that Keir Starmer
theorists
said, that someone who was the former Director of Public Prosecutions.
But Keir Starmer did not lie at the dispatch box. If he did, then he would have been called out on it, and he would have returned to Parliament to correct the record. Boris Johnson has never returned to Parliament to correct the record. Now, Keir Starmer has in the past said something that was untrue, and then he returned to Parliament the next day or the next time and corrected the record. Boris Johnson has never done it. But he still lies, and he gets away with it.
Shouldn't have said at the dispatch box.
He didn't say anything that wasn't true.
He shouldn't have prejudged what a Met investigation was going to.
But he didn't prejudge it. Boris Johnson himself apologised for breaking the rules.
The thing that was untrue.
Well,
Boris Johnson said something that was untrue.
He said things that were inappropriate.
The House today.
I don't believe that's the case.
Well, it is what you're saying, that Keir Starmer was responsible.
I don't know. I don't know the details.
Well, that's what the Prime Minister said.
Well, you haven't
he shouldn't have said it, should he?
Well, I think there are lots of things that Keir Starmer shouldn't have said.
Well, there are clearly things that he said that aren't true.
The Prime Minister.
Now, whether they were deliberate.
There are a lot of things that Keir Starmer shouldn't have said. She couldn't actually give an example. And then her response is the Prime Minister tells the truth.
Lies or not has yet to be established. But he's clearly said things to the House that were not true.
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
The Prime Minister tells the truth. And then there's this. I think between that video you just saw and this one, she may have been at the bottle.
Nadine Dorries, thanks very much for being with us. I mean, it is a short report. It's an incomplete report, as we've just been hearing, but it's in its own way, it's pretty damning.
I just heard Sam's report, and as someone who has the greatest of respect for Sam, can I just say that a lot of what he's just said in that report was pure fiction and guesswork, particularly around.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. He was quoting. Hold on, Nadine Dorries. Hold on. He was quoting from the report. They were in yellow in his graphics.
It does not say in Sue Gray's report that she does not trust the.
Look at the way she's moving. She reminds you of the type of person you have an argument with outside a pub. Somebody who has been, spending too much time in that pub, and they decide to have an argument with you about, I don't know, whether that car over there is red or whether that car over there is pink. And, they're determined to convince you one way or the other that car is pink or that car is red.
Prime Minister with the documents, and so is therefore locking them in a safe. That is not in the report. That is conjecture.
But she's not letting him, giving him access to those documents, is she?
That is right and proper.
Nadine Dorries.
Okay. I don't know what else to say about this. Does she volunteer for interviews? Or do journalists actually ask her? Because I think maybe the journalists, when they see Nadine Dorries, they go, let's interview her. Let's all agree to interview her. It's going to be funny. It's going to be wonderful. So that's why she's our Fool of the Week.